Hey everyone, Coach Mo Fall here, and I want to talk to you about a topic that few people talk about, and few people know how to talk about this topic, and that is the disease of not progressing in your career. Why do I use the word disease? Mo, that sounds so painful. I'm going to tell you something. If you have a plant in your house that is in too small of a pot and it begins to wilt and shrivel, and no matter how much you water, it's still not coming back to life. The soil is depleted of all of its nutrients. It's been in that pot forever. The roots are starting to stick out. And if you don't pay attention to that, that plant is going to die. This is like most women's careers who we talk to on our complimentary career clarity call, and all the women who we coach in our kick-ass career workshop. Our workshop is transformational. It is literally like repotting that dead plant. Suppose you are in less than fertile soil in a pot that is too small, and you are wilting and wilting and wilting. And what we do as humans is we acclimate to our environments. That means that you have a survival technique, a survival mechanism inside you that will acclimate to a less than environment. It'll acclimate to a toxic environment, as a matter of fact. And as a matter of fact, we're so adaptive as human beings that this adaptive survival technique is hurting millions of human beings, millions of professional women who are accepting less than, who are in a too small pot, who are playing too small because you were told as a young girl not to be greedy, not to go to the head of the line, not to ask for too much, not to show how smart you are. You were pushed down and put in a small pot from the first few years of your life. And now, fast forward decades later, here you are, smart, educated, experienced, have expertise. You've done a lot of cool shit, but not being able to move forward means that there is something inside of you that is not working. There is something within you that either believes deeply that this is all there is in life for you, or believes deeply that your worth is not worth more, that believes deeply that no one else could possibly hire you, or maybe believes deeply that this is what life is supposed to be like. That's the biggest disease, the biggest sin of all, is when we truly commit internally, subconsciously, energetically, mentally, psychologically, and physically that life is meant to suck. That's exactly what you're going to get. If you believe deeply that work is meant to suck, if you're meant to suffer and struggle through life, that is exactly what you're going to get. Well, you know what? My clients know something different than you. My clients understand that thriving in life is what life is all about. You were put on this planet by your creator to live in the image and likeness, to be a creator, to be someone who created a lovely, joyful, love-based life. Not just loving your family and then hating your job. Like, that doesn't go. Not just loving who you live with and then hating everything else about life because it's so hard and you're in a toxic environment, you have a bad boss. That doesn't fly. That means that truly you are living a lie. And the disease here is that you are really not thriving inside. So many women we've had our complimentary career clarity call with say to me, I'm hiding my truth from my spouse. I'm hiding my truth. I'm helping my kids thrive. I'm helping them be good. I'm helping them know. But I'm going to tell you, ladies, you're not fooling anyone. Your kids know you're suffering. Your kids know you're not happy inside. As a matter of fact, your kids, if they're small enough, may have said some things to you that you were like, ooh, I better do a better job of covering this up. You can't cover up the disease of being miserable, of not thriving, and being in too small of a place, too small of a role. So many of the problems that we coach our clients through are because they are actually at too small of a role. You get shut down for your ideas. You get shut down for trying to be awesome. And you're finding ways to manipulate the situation so that you'll finally be heard, and nothing's working. And every day you feel like you're spinning your wheels and hoping that they fire you or give you a severance package, and hoping that you don't quit in an emotional outburst of not being able to take it for so long. I've had lots of clients who have quit because emotionally they kept themselves all bottled up, all bottled in, trying to prove to others that they're not really feeling the way that they were. That sickness, that disease inside cannot be hidden. And the more you hide that, you're not hiding it. The more you act as if you're hiding it, the worse it gets. We're as sick as our secrets. And I'm going to tell you this, not thriving is normal, because as a professional woman, you were not taught, you were not encouraged, you were not shown the way to leverage your education, your expertise, and your experience. And that makes an environment where you are likely in a too small of a pot. You are likely in too depleted of soil. Your environment is not rich and thriving for you. You may have had a good boss along the way and things were going really well, but when that good boss left, got fired, displaced, moved to another department, left the company, all of a sudden, you don't know where you're at. I have a woman in the workshop right now. This was her situation. New boss was brought in, and that new boss is treating her way differently than old boss. Old boss got her, understood her, had her work on interesting projects, and really knew how to empower her. New boss, no. Now she's scared of her longevity at the company she's been at for a dozen years. She's scared of being marginalized. She's scared of being fired. She's scared of maybe not being the woman she thought she was in her career. She was thriving a few years ago, and now she is not. She feels traumatized. She feels bullied. She feels marginalized. And thank goodness she's in our 12-week transformational program, getting herself back in her power, recognizing who she truly is, and being able to articulate that in the marketplace. It's competitive out there. And if you don't know how to truly articulate what you bring to the table to the right audience and apply for the right types of jobs, you're going to stay stuck in that too small of a container of a job. You're going to pretend that it doesn't hurt, or you're going to know it hurts and suffer. And you know what? Your friends and family are sick and tired of hearing it. Trust me, I know. I've been down that path many times. That's why I hired my first coach 23 years ago. I knew something wasn't going right, and I didn't know how to fix it. At the time, I was a vice president of a health system. I was working on a massively important project. I thought I had everything lined up for my success. But what wasn't working for me is how I was approaching conflict and difficulty. I was navigating it with frustration, anger, frustration, anger, frustration. That's all I knew. And I had a few mentors in that organization who were trying to help me, but they didn't have the real expertise to shift how I was processing the situation, to shift me into being more resourceful, more successful, saying the things I needed to say in the right way for the audience that I was talking to. I later got eliminated from that position. It was a reorganization. There were like 5 of us who lost our jobs in a 8,000 plus employee health system. Each and every one of us felt that we were not thriving because the environment wasn't right. We didn't have the right mentors, or we didn't really have the right leadership to pull us forward. And that's often the case. You're not going to get great bosses all the time. You're not going to get great soil all the time. You're not going to be in the right size pot all the time. So it's up to you to take responsibility for where you're planted and make sure that you're in a situation that's going to have you thrive. Now, if you don't feel like you can thrive, if you're afraid of power, if you're afraid of doing more because you feel it's going to be more struggle, more burden, more overwhelm, and you don't want that, you're basically self-prisoning yourself in that smaller pot. I hope you get that. When you learn how to leverage the power of your soul and your truth and your talents in a new way, then you can thrive. Then you'll be ready for the bigger pot. Then you'll know that what your real truth is. Let's look at it financially. If you're in too small of a pot, it means that you are being paid too small of a money for your talents. So if you're in too small of a pot, you're going to feel horrible and you're going to be having a smaller paycheck. Most women we work with are leaving $30,000 to $50,000 on the table because they're accepting the smaller. They're accepting the non-fertile environment. They're accepting the dis-ease of their career as what they're supposed to accept. As women, we're taught at a young age to accept what comes our way, not to ask for more, not to be in our power. All these things don't work in the workplace. And mind you, nearly half of the households in this country, the breadwinner is the woman. If you're a breadwinner in your family and your career is not thriving, you are robbing not only yourself and your future, but your family. And you're probably not the best version of you, are you? Maybe you're a little miserable. Maybe you plop on the couch after you come home from work, go heat yourself up some leftovers, and all you can do is daze out, watching TV, scrolling on your phone or iPad, drinking wine, zoning out, and just praying for a good night's sleep so that you can wake up the next morning and do it all over again. I get that. Again, I've been there. It's not the way life needs to be. It's not the way life is intended to be. I read all the books. I went to conferences. Like I said, I hired a coach 20 plus years ago. It wasn't until I took a deep look inside. And you know what forced that? My breast cancer. My breast cancer journey was a profound and internal journey as much as it was a painful medical, health, and body journey. I still have scars of my double mastectomy and the surgery, and it was a long haul to get myself back. But I'm going to tell you this, the gift was in the fact that I was able to deeply reflect that I had been carrying such anger and frustration with me about being a woman in the world, the workplace of mansplaining and men getting ahead who were buffoons. And there I was working hard and being smart, not getting ahead. I had internalized so much anger that kept me stuck in that truth. That kept me stuck, not believing in myself. It kept me stuck and committed to that as my reality. And breast cancer was my wake-up call. I don't want you to have breast cancer as your wake-up call. It's not a great route to go. Although many of our clients have had disease or disruption in their lives as their wake-up call. You can do transformation through your own design and responsibility. You can say, Mo, I'm in that too small of a pot. I need something better. I need something more. Take responsibility. Take the first step by booking a complimentary career clarity call where my expert team of career breakthrough strategists will go through with you what the obstacles and challenges have been. They will understand exactly why you've stayed stuck, what the factors have been. And if we can help you rise up and claim that next career move, claim that dream job, we may have a fit with the work that we do. If not, maybe there's something else that you need to do before that. We'll tell you that as well. This deep dive discovery on our complimentary career clarity call is for you. And yes, every now and then, someone will enroll in our great transformational workshop. It's a win-win because you win by having the life and career that you desire and deserve. And we win because we get to be great coaches and do the right work for you and help change the world one woman at a time. If this resonates with you, if you're in too small of a pot, if you have a disease of your career not thriving, and you're saying, yeah, I really need to take responsibility for this, don't wait another day, because every day you spend in suffering is another day that you're not thriving and is more of a commitment to the negative versus a commitment to the path forward. Make that commitment to your path forward for you, your family, your future, your finances. All of that is super important to have a thriving, free feeling life. I know the results of this because I've helped over 2,000 women take this journey. And their results are spectacular. I'm going to sneeze. Their results are spectacular. I will tell you this. We are here for you. All you have to do is book your complimentary career clarity call. If you're a client of mine and you haven't given me a Google review, pop over there and give me a Google review. If you're not a client of mine, book your complimentary career clarity call. Remember, your life is yours only. You are the only one responsible. You're the only one who can lift you up. But you may need some experts and some people who know and get you to lift you up to the next level. That's who we are to help you. If you're a professional woman with an education, expertise, and experience, and you are not where you want to be in your career, if you are feeling like you are in too small of a pot, the soil is not fertilized, you don't know what to do or how to get out of it, book a complimentary career clarity call. It's mofall.com/talk. We'll see you on the other side of this, and we'll see you in that thriving, bigger pot, blooming like you've never seen yourself before. It's fun. It's great. And everyone wins when you do that. We'll see you next time. Coach Mofall, mofall.com, everywhere on the internet, social media, etc. We'll see you next time.